Whose turn is it to give a prayer?
I can say it.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
Yep. Our dear Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day and grateful that we have the opportunity to meet together as a group and discuss this week's case study. And we pray that we'll be able to work together well as a group and be able to come to conclusions and analyze the things that we're asked to do. And pray that we'll have a good day today and that we'll be able to take the things that we learn and apply them to our lives. And these things we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Okay. So the case, I couldn't really figure out what the point of the case was for a long time, to be honest, until we got into the interviews. And then, because I wasn't sure if we were supposed to be analyzing the boss, you know, but we're supposed to focus on the interviewees. So there's all these people that have come up and they want this job. And we need to go through each of the candidates and talk about the pros and the cons for each. So let's start with Gerald Baum. What did you guys think? What did you guys think of Gerald?
Freaking Gerald. That's about all.
Do not hire him. Do not hire him. Do not hire him.
Do not hire.
Well, I thought it was interesting that there's lots of things, like he thought there was more pros than cons, that he brought him for a second interview.
Let's pull up Gerald.
Well, I wasn't impressed that he made the boss wait 15 minutes, at the restaurant and then didn't even apologize or anything.
And then later in
the interview.
Well, later in the paragraph, it said that he asked Gerald how he kept in touch with clients and was pleased to maintain that he answered emails and voicemails promptly. So now I'm thinking that he lied because he's not even prompt showing up. Like, do you know the word prompt? Like, what that means?
Well, my thought was when he does that is he has no recognition of his superiors, but he does a good job in his own element. So if you don't want control over him, he's your guy. Well, and then he also fired someone underneath him during a meeting.
Right.
He just does whatever.
This is a flashback to that other case that we had where the guy just ripped his employee a new one right in the middle of a meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It's that same kind of personality that Gerald has. That he, I think what you said that he would work really good as long as he wasn't under the thumb of his manager or anything. So, but two people are lying. Two people are probably lying here. Gerald's probably lying. Well, definitely lying. Oh gosh, what's his name? Seth. I don't know. That's the problem. Is I don't know if he's lying or not.
Yeah, there's not enough background.
Oh no, he's not lying. So there is the background.
On Seth?
If you look at the key criteria, right, which would be their ranking, and then their industry experience, and then last the personal side, because they give you their profiles like at the end.
Yeah.
So Seth, he's ranked as a runner-up. If you look at his 2 rankings, he's number 5. So he's doing the job. Like, he knows people. You can't be number 5 and not know the job. But if you read his profile, his 8-year marriage is over. Like, she's gone, and she took the twins with her to Washington, D.C. He lives at work. He is chasing that buck hard, like really hard. He wants the money. He wants the recognition. So he's not lying. I mean, he's getting the job done.
Yeah, he's getting the job done. He wants the money, but he's not out there asking, "What money are you going to pay me?" Like Gerald or the.
No, because he wants to be ranked.
Jared?
No,
Yeah.
because he wants to be ranked bad, because he knows, like all these guys. I mean, Gerald's number 11. He's like, eh. But Seth is 5. That's 3 spots away from what's his name? Top guy, David. I mean, 5 in a huge crowd like that. He's not lying. He knows how to do it. He just wants to be. He wants to be on the Patriots or the Falcons. He wants the recognition.
Yeah, it's like Julio Jones trying to transfer over, get a trade to the Patriots, right?
There you go.
Yeah,
Just want to get on the winning team.
exactly.
Win one game, make the big money.
So is that a negative thing?
Yes,
Why?
he's for himself. If you had an intro to it, it says RSH. It's 3 sentences. It says it was essential to be both a first-rate analyst and to fit in well with the firm's culture, which was dedicated to its employees and expected similar dedication in return. It was common for people to remain there for the bulk of their careers, and their turnover rate was so low that it stung when anyone resigned. This guy's going to get ranked in the top 3.
And he's out of there.
He's going to be ranked in top 3, and he's going to leave in 10 seconds. He's got nothing he wants that money.
He's a flight risk.
Right. He is going to leave. He is not going to be mentoring. He's not going to be hanging around. He's going to make the rank. Because look what happened here. He finally made rank number 5. He's been with them 15 years. I'm number 5. I'm out. You've been number 5 for 5 minutes. Plus, he's got no work-life balance. His marriage ends because he wants the rank. Sure, he'll get the job done for you, but
And this is Seth we're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Wasn't he the
no-name.
same one that said his company couldn't get him to where he wanted?
Yeah,
Yeah,
See, I
Because-
feel like that's BS personally. When people blame their success on their company, you can't. It's not. I don't know. Especially in his business. I mean, he literally makes his future. I mean, how hard he works and what he does to say his company can't get him there. I don't know. I think that's someone blaming someone else for lack of. Even though he's motivated and he wants it, but come on, you don't have to leave somewhere to be number 1. I don't think.
No, he's already there. How did he get ranked at a place where he says is a loser?
Exactly. So why is he blaming them as reason he's leaving? I guess
He wants the bigger platform.
Well,
is my
hold
thing.
on. Sonia has the same argument.
Yeah, a couple of these people do, I guess. That's what I'm recognizing. Like, why is that? I mean, have we all been there where we blame our company where we work that we can't become what we want because of them, or we can't become what we want because of ourselves?
Yeah, but her direction on what she was complaining about was different. She was more. She
I
wasn't.
like Homegirl.
She didn't really say. He said a lot of I don't get this. I don't do this. My reputation, and she was more looking at, what can your business do for me? Like as kind of a different.
She's
deal.
just starting. She's from a tiny business. I mean, literally a tiny place from what it said, if I recall. Like, so I can see her point of view, but it's not near them. It's not like they just aren't the scale that she needs, as far as size. The other guys are definitely in the size they want, but for some reason aren't.
She's a little bit ignorant too. Like she should know if she's in this business, a direction. She kind of is in her own little bubble of, why it's like she didn't do her research.
She didn't even know what people were getting paid in her position.
Right. She didn't do any of her. Hasn't done any of her research.
Is this because she's new though? I mean, I couldn't see how long she'd been in it. I mean, is she really just new to this whole deal?
No, she's not
She's
new.
been around for a long time.
She's been around for a while.
She's missing stuff. She's missing.
She's holding back because her work is coming after the family. She's trying to arrange everything after her family in an industry where it's like it's too intense.
Yeah.
Remember when they had the All-Star, Darren or whatever his name is, come in, and he was on vacation with his grandkids, and they called him up, and he didn't cut his vacation short, and that was a bad thing.
Right.
So what's this girl going to do with her 2 kids at home?
Yeah.
See, and on my point, so on that, I thought of that same situation. So they have assistants, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in my mind, I feel like he had trust in his assistants, and he had trained them in a way that they had an understanding where they should be able to take care of those situations.
Right.
It's what
And
I
that's not a bad
liked
thing.
I liked that about him. But I could see the side that we don't like, saying, well, look, he didn't think it was that important. What if that was, $1 billion deal or something? I mean, I don't know. But I
Well,
did like that.
he said when he's moving, if he came over, he would bring, and he would have that in his package, 2 juniors and
There
1
you go.
assistant.
So
Okay, so he's got people they'll follow him like they're on a leash.
and they're good at it, clearly.
And so they want to stay with him, and
Mhm.
he wants to mentor people.
So I like
He says he wants to. Yeah, I can share tips. He's a no-brainer.
But he's old, right? Is he like
Yeah.
55? How old is he? He's in the end of his career?
He's a
Yeah, but
genius.
if he's training the way to do it,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
He
then
wanted a 2-year compensation guarantee. What would you pay a Harvard economics professor to teach your business for 2 years?
Yeah.
And just be like, sit around. Hey, man, maybe you won't produce anything, but you can teach everybody here for 2 years. I just put you on the payroll. And guess what? You've been in it since 1976, which is how long that guy's been in semiconductors alone. Since 76. He knows everybody. There isn't anybody he doesn't know. He was there when they created him.
So he'd be good for Homegirl. I still like Homegirl that's the junior analysis in charge currently.
yeah, Rena.
So maybe he'd be good for her because I think she should just move on and take it. But
Yeah, me too.
I don't know how we're getting to that. Further question about that soon.
Well, Rena was frustrating to me because he called her up and he said, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," and totally gave her the opportunity to like shine. Like, this is your moment to say, "Look, I know I'm here and here and here, but I want this. I want to do this." And she was just like, "Okay."
yeah,
Shit.
true.
She's a little bit of a doormat.
She blew it.
Yeah.
Totally
I
blew
feel like
it.
Steven doesn't have a lot of trust in her either, though, because he
Yeah.
said several times
Because
that
she doesn't
he doesn't
speak
think she can
up.
take it.
She
Yeah.
doesn't speak up. She has her stuff. He obviously trusted her enough to take it.
Well,
Now fight for it.
if you go to her profile at the end, it says she's something of an introvert and
Yeah.
had a difficult time fitting in with her coworkers and even kept her distance from them. This is not somebody who you want being your lead
You're
in
right.
your group. That's not going to work on a presentation to a bunch of $1 million clients. Well, I'm timid over here. I know what I'm doing, but should I say anything? No, man. You got to go in and say what you need to say.
Right. And I mean, I think that's stuff that can be learned, but she needs some training. I mean,
She needs a mentor.
Yeah. Which could be David, and to
David
teach her.
Hughes, 2 years.
She's
Yeah,
only
she
been
do
there,
it.
she's only
She
been
has
there
the
3
skills.
years, right?
That's what I'm saying. 3 years.
3 years. So she's pretty new to at least that company. I don't know how long she's been in the actual industry, but that's yeah. I think she could become great. So homeboy, is it Gerald? Is he the mentor?
No,
Gerald.
David.
No, Gerald needs to go.
David. I gotta
Yeah,
remember the names. There's so many
Yeah.
names.
I mean, the best
David.
thing is you bring in David. He coaches her for 2 years, along with his juniors and anybody else. He leaves. You got 3 people who are stars now, and they know everybody in the business. And all you had to do is pay for 2 years.
Okay, so I need to share with you some salary information. Let's see.
Like your personal salary, that's cool.
Let me tell you what I'm making.
Okay.
You see that?
Yep.
So here's your candidates, their current salary, the salary that they would be making.
Yep, David, sign him.
And ask, and then I need to ask if that's going to change our minds, and if we would hire differently.
I wouldn't hire differently. You have to think of it as an investment in the company. If we hired David, like you guys said, in 2 more years, if he quits, we've got 3 stars now. So
I think there's another thing to consider when determining this is our hero. What's his name? The main character here.
Steven.
Steven?
Yeah, Steven. One of the things that Steven said is his boss doesn't have the same views as he does. His boss is much more about bottom line over the teamwork, family orientation that Steven has created in it with his people. So maybe his boss would support him more on getting the David the star. I'm just saying.
how much is
Good
the
point.
big boss even involved? Do we know? Because I mean, we only hear about him.
Doesn't seem like much.
No.
It says get somebody hired.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Fill-
maybe
fill
he's
the
not even
position.
someone that comes into the office anymore.
He's obviously not wanting to do. It's been delegated. Do your job,
Yeah.
but get it done.
And he probably comes in when 1.3 million is spent and goes, what the heck? I would imagine. I mean,
If you guys were an employer and you could say, I think I can get a 3-for-1 deal. If I can take Arena, who's a 0.3 million, and get her in 2 years up to a 1 or a 1.2 million dollar player, and I have 3 of those now in my company, you don't want to leave. Like, that's the opportunity cost. Would you do it? I mean, I would. I want to develop within. I don't want to be like, oh, great, I created a singular star with a bunch of junior assistants who don't do anything but go to the copier.
True. So here's another point, though, I think it's important to make. They have a competitor right now that's taken their main guy and their business, right?
Right.
So say this comes in and we're spending time training people. Well, they lose out on millions, X amount of dollars of sales, whatever the heck this stuff is. And then it doesn't matter how good their team is. I mean, is it worth the risk at that point?
But you're not losing it because the person that you brought in knows more than the star that you lost.
So are we bringing David in to train or to work? Because
Both at the same
both
time.
is going to be pretty intense if he's bringing on a big position. I mean, is he going to have time to do both? Just
Yeah.
say there's a big. I mean, looking at the competition they have, we want it so someone's being trained or someone that's coming into fill position and take all that and keep it with us for the next 10 years.
Well, you can't do it alone. You have your junior analysts, and they learn on the job.
Okay, if you look at the ranks,
Right.
right? Peter, who just left, has an overall score of 7.4. Seth, who's the one who just hit it, has an overall rank of 7.2. That's almost there. Sonia is right up there, just under 7. But David, the ringer here, has a score of 1403, almost double what Peter had.
Right. He knows everybody.
So he knows everyone. He knows how to get it done, and he's been doing it for a long time. The whole burnout thing, yeah, guarantee him for 2 years. Treat him like Favre, or Manning. You know, treat him like Peyton Manning. Treat him like Favre. Hire him for 2 years. Let him do what he does, and get Rena and his 2 juniors up to speed.
So,
Right.
okay, so the next question is, should Stephen give Rena a permanent offer or hire outside the company?
Hire out.
And we're
Outside.
saying hire out, but keep her permanent.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
She just needs
And then-
mentoring.
Right. And then the next question is, should Stephen have let Peter go?
Sure, he wants to go. Yeah, it was Peter's decision. It wasn't
All
like,
right. His heart was out.
yeah.
What did he leave? Why did he leave?
He got an
Money.
offer from the competitor.
Well, why didn't he match the offer? Because was his heart out or was his money out? I think it was just money then, right?
Didn't he do that once in the past?
I don't know. I mean,
No,
I
he
would
didn't
leave.
mention that. It didn't
I thought
even
he
say if he made a counteroffer. The guy just said, I'm resigning. I'm out.
I wonder why he
one
didn't
of
even try to
the
keep him.
well, one of the other heads had came in and told Stephen that that guy was looking like months ago. So he's been looking for months, not
He
just
got
on
ranked. He got ranked just like Seth, and he went for the buck. There's no loyalty. It's just the buck. So do you want to keep that guy? You want to bring a guy who's about the buck into the room? Now he just becomes a hired hand.
But here's another question for you guys. I mean, let's be real. Any one of us that we're going to get a 50% pay increase or even 20% pay increase, we're going to do it to better our personal lives and our family lives. It doesn't mean loyalty or not. I mean, we're still going to move because it's a better opportunity.
Not necessarily.
If it's a better opportunity for my family, I mean, that's me. That's what I'm looking at. So these guys aren't bad people because they leave.
If they're happy though.
Okay,
like
but
my husband has been in construction industry for 18 years, making 100,000. He quit to start his own business, and we've got 5 kids. It's incredibly hard, but he wasn't happy where he was at, and it was time for a change.
No, for changes, I'm just saying loyalty-wise, you can't brand someone as being loyal because they change for better opportunity of pay, I guess, what I'm looking at. These people that change, I mean, you can't say someone's not loyal because you can't be, a business can't expect you to stay with them until you die.
Why didn't Peter go to Stephen and say, I've been presented with a better offer?
Because, I mean, in my position, or maybe he knew, it sounds like this company doesn't really pay, I mean, they don't even do any compensation, so it's not like they have, I wonder if their pay's just, he's been there long enough, he knows them. I mean, where I work, I know I wouldn't ask for a raise because I know they wouldn't do it. I mean, I would just go somewhere else because I've been there before. So you know eventually they're not going to do it. They don't care. They'll replace you.
But it goes down to, look, it goes down to his personality. There's a huge paragraph on it, how he was incredibly intelligent. He had analytical skills that were superior. He was always a go-getter, but he was extremely competitive. And over the years, money became more and more of a motivator to him, and he didn't care who he stepped on, and he just got caught up in the greed.
And this is Peter?
This is Peter.
Okay.
So that was his real motivation. His real motivation is all about the money. It used to be good. It used to be, about the real thing, but he just, maybe his kids grew up. He got sucked into the dollars.
Well, and if he's, getting more just wanting money and stepping on people, he doesn't fit in with the company anymore.
Correct. And so I don't think it was that hard of a decision. I mean, it's hard because they like longevity, but.
Well, the deal is, Peter's going to have to go now, and he's really going to have to produce like hard because they're paying for him to produce like a lot more versus David's going to come across. He's already has produced. He's got this huge track record of being ranked for something like a decade. He's going to get it done. Everybody likes him. Only one of his clients has said, well, he's kind of slowing down. Okay, well, I got 3 juniors who are in their 20s. They're not going to slow down, and I'll get them up to speed, and they'll push through. And who knows, if the guy gets revitalized, he might stay with them for another 10 years.
So do we know the outcome, who actually got the position? Because I looked and couldn't find it.
Wait, hold on. There's a couple more questions.
Oh, darn it. I just want to know the end.
Wait, okay. So the next question is, should Stephen have talked with the recruiter to ask about Seth?
Seth is the dark horse. Seth is the one we don't know anything about.
Correct.
So we don't know.
Because he didn't ask the recruiter. Remember, he kind of went on a side way to find about Seth, and I don't think he ever brought.
Well, Seth got contacted through another recruiter who cold called him.
Yeah.
Right. So should he have called up his buddy
Tom?
Craig and.
Tom, no, it's not Craig. Craig is the headhunter.
How come Craig didn't know about Seth?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And why didn't Stephen call Craig immediately about Seth, even though another headhunter called and said, what do you know?
That's what the question is. Why didn't he call him and say?
Well, I wonder how these recruiters work. I wonder if there's like a thing between them where it's like, oh, you go behind my back. I'm no, you know, I wonder if there's like some. These recruiters are like, I'm trying to compare them to somebody important. So if it's like your main guy and you start to use an outside source, it might ruin your connection with that recruiter, and he's going to give those guys the next person. So it might be a tough decision to come out and say, look, I have this person approaching me. I don't know.
And also if he starts talking to him about Seth, he's going to have to, and he does any research, he's going to have to pay both headhunters then if they hire him.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
And there you go. So I don't know how that works.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then does the performance at one firm guarantee high performance at another firm, which kind of goes back to what you were saying about Peter. Just because he may have been delivering for RSH, is it going to guarantee? Or even David, if David comes in, you know? Does one performance at one firm guarantee high performance at another firm?
No. Because it has to do with your team around you.
Yes and no. I think the skills you bring, I mean, can that, if you're that good as we say David is.
Didn't it say that some of the other firms are like very independent? Like you have, like a lot of them do their own work and kind of do their own thing, but RSH seemed to be more of like a team environment. So if you don't work well with a team, you're not going to be very good at RSH.
That's why David wants to bring over his
whole
team.
group. Yeah.
What's that saying?
RSH is tentative about that. They don't want that.
Yeah, that's not a good pointer for their team that's already there.
Now are you creating teams against each other?
Yeah.
No, because Steven immediately agreed to it. He loved it. He loved that he was going to bring over people. It said he readily agreed. He said if it was a condition, he says, can I assume you'd be willing to assist junior members of the department if you were willing to come? They could certainly learn a lot from a veteran. His reply, I'd be happy to.
I just lost everybody.
But maybe that's right because they're individual teams. So it's like groups of like 2 or 3, right? In these different areas in the business. So that'd probably be fine. As long, you know, that'd be fine. But what do they do with Rena? Rena, he talked about putting her somewhere else. So that'd be fine too.
And maybe she takes those other people with her.
Yeah, so that'd probably be just fine.
I'd give her the option. I'd be like, do you want to be mentored under this guy? Or do you want to go over to your own group? You know, she's got to start making choices out loud if she wants to be a leader.
Yeah.
You know, she can't just be like, okay, well, whatever you say goes. That ain't going to work.
Okay, and then did you guys open up the last page on the human capital transferability?
Yes.
About that.
What's it asking about that?
It just says discuss the types of human capital.
Oh.
Human capital.
Yeah, it was the link that was underneath the case study. So you have general, strategic, industry, relationship, and company specific.
I can probably pull it up and see.
I got it.
It's the thing that really helps you decide on Gerald in about 5 seconds. You're like, you are capital deficient.
I decided on Gerald as soon as I met him. As soon as he was late and didn't apologize. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't have even sat down for breakfast. I've had to hire people before, and if this person came in there and was late and didn't apologize, I go, okay, interview's done. Good luck with your other interviews.
I like that.
It's yeah.
Don't have flashbacks right now. Don't have flashbacks.
I try not to have flashbacks.
Like, the people.
It's you know, and then as soon as he asked for money first, it's like, okay, I know where this guy's head is. Now, David may be asking for money, but he's better experienced at the job than doing it. Seth seems to be asking all the right questions and saying all the right things, but then again, in an interview, I've had people say all the right things and tell me what they wanted to do for the company, and then when they get hired, they don't do that. Yeah, so
It's a gut thing too.
huh?
I think it's a gut thing too as you're interviewing people. You
Yeah,
know?
it's totally a gut thing. And it has a lot to do with, can I work with this person? You know, it's more than, can this person do the job? Can I work with this person? Gerald can do the job. There's no doubt about that. But can I work with them in the culture that we've created? No. Sonia can do the job. Sonia can give great presentations, much better than Rena could. But does she have the dedication to it for the 24/7 like they were talking about? Once again, no. Seth says he can, and it's a big question mark. It's a really expensive risk to leave Seth on the sidewalk and go with David. But you kind of have to do that in this situation. I don't know. I want to give Seth a chance, but we need more research in order to do that. So it's going to be expensive, but yeah. Does anyone like Seth or Sonia?
Yeah, I didn't dislike both of them.
Well, no. Would you pick them over David?
No.
Yeah, let's see. I had my reasons. I got to pull it back up here.
I like Sonia. I think she's up and coming. I think she has, she could do it, but for this situation, probably not.
Here's the thing. She got married. She had 2 kids. She moved to the East Coast. Where's the husband? Yeah.
Who knows? Didn't say.
It didn't say. And that's what you're going with.
Right. Any one of them can technically do it. Technically.
Technically, yeah.
But
So
who's
Bryce.
the best? But who's the best person for the job, for the
At this
firm,
At this time.
and for the future? Because you're making an investment.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like you don't want to hire somebody for 1 year and have to do this all over again.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's why Seth's a good choice.
So
Okay. If Seth is being upfront and everything's honest, is Seth a better choice? If we can believe everything that Seth says, is Seth the best choice?
I think for not having to restructure and go through this again, yeah. You don't want to do this again in 2 years.
Right.
But that's just that.
who will he teach?
He'll work with Rena. I mean, he doesn't need to teach anybody. Rena's got skills and he's got skills. So there's no reason, there's no learning curve.
What's the guarantee his rank doesn't go up and he doesn't just leave like Peter?
Because he says right here, he says, I don't take switching firms lightly. I've been with Jefferson Brothers for 15 years. I mean, once again, if this is true, what he says, that's a long time somewhere, 15 years. If you get 15 years out of the guy, you're doing better than the other route.
He only has 15 years left. What are you talking about?
So I don't know. I like that about him, no doubt, with Seth. I think that's cool. But
can an extrovert like Seth get along with an introvert like Rena?
I think he's just too selfish.
Seth?
Yeah. I think he's just.
I don't know. I don't get
Let
that.
his family go. His family's gone.
He's disappointed. So he's been with the company for 15 years. Come on, they've had to have taken care of him.
So
Now he's not. Now he's disappointed with them.
well, maybe he needs change. We all get in a rut. Maybe he's like, hey, I need a new excitement. I need a new challenge.
It's been 8 years married to you, lady. I'm out. I need
Well,
to change.
hey, I'm not going to say this business being married. Yeah, I'm all for marriage, but this business being not married is actually a better thing,
It takes
right?
two.
But it's a better thing because these guys don't have time to deal with families, even though that's what we want to believe. That's just the nature of this, I feel like. You want someone good, get rid of the family.
No, because if
Well,
you're
hold on.
good, you have work-life balance. Because if you say that, you have to say, well, Mitt Romney, how'd he pull that off? Warren Buffett.
But
He's
that's
still
not true
married.
in all cases. I know a ton of good healthcare administrators that don't have any family lives, and they're the best in the world. So you can't say because he's not with his family, he's not good.
No, they could all technically do it.
That's all I'm saying. That doesn't count Seth out.
David was able to keep his family together and hang out.
Well, some
with
can. I
kids
mean, I
on
want him
vacation.
to.
Yeah, exactly. But
Who cares if he does? I don't care. If this situation, I do
I
not
want
care.
the worker bee.
Exactly, though. Seriously, like, that shouldn't be a deciding factor for him. For me, it's not, I guess. That's all I'm saying. In this position, it's not a deciding factor.
yeah, you know what? Okay, there's a couple things about Seth. One is he was at the restaurant when Steven arrived. Okay,
He's eager.
So he was over eager.
Okay.
He also had that
What did I write on here?
the package of all the
Stock
references
picks.
from all his clients and whatnot.
Well, that was kind of cheesy.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of a turnoff.
A
I
little
didn't
bit,
like
huh?
that.
He's
Yeah.
self-promoting. He's
Yeah.
trying
Yes,
to
all
get to the
about himself.
Patriots.
He's selfish.
Hey, but so
He's
here's another
trying.
question, though. So how are they supposed to know about you? I read somewhere in one of these classes they said you have to sell yourself to someone that doesn't know you. So that's just a good positive selling point too.
Right.
You have to sell yourself.
Is
It
he
was
gonna be?
odd.
Is he gonna be a trainer? Is he really gonna take the time to have somebody else's interests?
I
at
think they can
heart?
just watch him and grow. I don't know. I don't look at him as a trainer. No, I look at him as just doing his job, and those working around him just learn from him, and they just do it together. But he's not a trainer, in my opinion. The other dude is a trainer. What do you want?
He also.
I want to
plays-
develop from within.
All right, hold on.
Wait. Here's a quote from what Stephen thought in his mind. He said, "His eagerness to please is disconcerting. He creates a situation in which people could misuse him." What does that mean? What did he mean by that?
When you're willing to do whatever it takes, and be a people pleaser, sometimes you'll turn yourself into a doormat. So he's an extrovert doormat as opposed to Rena, who's an introvert doormat. But because he's willing to do whatever it takes to make everybody happy, obviously he wasn't.
Overpromise. Maybe that's why they're not giving him the bonus, because he overpromises and underdelivers.
Could be.
That could be it too. But he someone who's a people pleaser
For me, if he's blaming management, then he's not fully listening. He's not fully listening on what he needs to do to improve to bump up his numbers.
Yeah. Well, one of the things he says is, okay, I have to share my journal. Yeah. I don't feel, no, where is it? Management seems unwilling to see me as this rising star I am. Okay, so there's a difference between his perception of who he is and his management. But
Right.
then again, Rena's really great, but they're not willing to give her the job either. So it might be a similar situation. And yeah.
I think also with him trying to please everyone, I would be worried about ethics. If he's willing to please somebody, how far is he going to go to please that person?
This is true.
That's what I would be worried about.
Valid.
One of the things that Steven thought during his conversation with Steph is on a better platform, he might very well achieve the recognition he craves. Which indicates to me that Steven thinks that his company is a better platform than Jefferson Brothers.
Of course, you think your company's better than.
Well, it could be a lot bigger. It could just
Yeah.
be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have more clients and more money, You're
Yeah.
you're bigger. You're bigger. You got a bigger budget. So again, it's no fun to be a quarterback of the team that nobody knows about. He wants that recognition. He wants the money. David Orey is the quarterback.
Yeah.
He's the Manning. You bring him in. He gets it done.
Yeah.
He leaves. Thank you.
Well, or it could be like Manning when the Broncos won the Super Bowl last year.
That's what I mean. Thank you. I'll take the.
He didn't do anything, and
I was here. We won.
I was here. We won. Look, hey. I actually saw there's a picture online of Manning holding up the Super Bowl trophy, and it's when your group project gets an A, but you didn't do any work.
Oh, awesome.
All right.
All right, so
That's it on my end.
Anyway.
So
Okay.
no conclusion. We don't know who got it.
No, I looked it up. I couldn't find anything.
Why are these so hard to find answers of who gets
Well-
the end of these discussions?
well,
I
this
couldn't
one-
find them.
all the names got changed.
Oh, did they miss
Yeah.
that detail also?
Yeah, all the names got changed to protect the innocent or guilty or whatever. Because they hired Gerald and no, just kidding.
Steven got fired within 6 months of hiring Gerald.
Exactly.
All right. Well, sweet. So, Heather, you need to post this, right? Is that how it works? You have to like fill out the final stuff. You're the leader this week.
I guess.
Okay, so I'll just close it. You should be able to use the link that I sent out already, but I'll resend a new link after it goes back to YouTube and make sure it's the same one. So I'll put it
Okay.
back in the email for you. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll just plan on next Tuesday.
Are we all decided that David's the best best one?
I'm good.
Is everyone good? Is everyone
Yeah.
good? With
Yeah.
paying
So
David,
upset about it.
1.5 million. What?
But wait a second. No, just kidding.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatevs.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll send this over. See you guys.
All right,
Thanks,
thanks.